What's going on, YouTube? I figured I'd make a quick trucking video. I haven't made one in a while. Should you be a truck driver? All right, I'm gonna answer that question in a real quick video. This is my opinion from my life, my experiences, and yeah, so take it with a grain of salt. Don't feed too much into it. It's up to you. Everybody's trucking experience is different, but for me, what I recommend truck driving as a career for somebody out there, and yes, under a few circumstances. All right, one of them being is you like driving. All right, if you are a type that likes to drive and waste gas, joyride, if you will, around the city, around your town, yeah, do it. Because now you can get paid an honest living for doing it. But I wouldn't just jump into it if that's it, compared to all the other reasons that I'm about to get into. I think it has to be a combination of all three, all four of what I'm about to say. All right, so the next reason, if you are stressed the fuck out emotionally, all right, I'm keeping it a bean. So if you are fucked up financially, maybe you got a broken heart, if you are depressed, if you are fucked up, yeah, I would get into trucking. Here's why. Because it's going to change your life and it's going to take your mind off of what you're going through. Now, when you start working, yeah, you're going to think a lot because you're driving. So you're going to have these random thoughts and shit while you're driving. I get all of that. But while you're training to become a truck driver, and when you start working and once you get in the flow of things, you'll see that there's a lot of steps to driving trucks that's just going to take your mind off of what's upsetting you. It's almost like a numbing agent, but with this numbing agent, you get paid for it. So if you like driving, if you stress the fuck out, financially, emotionally, if you got a broken heart, whatever the case may be, you're like, yeah. The third reason why I would suggest it in combination to the other two is if you aren't really, I hate using this word because I'm it on the low, but I'm a bit of a loner. So if you are kind of a loner, hell yeah, because you're going to be in the truck by yourself most of the time. You know what I mean? Unless you're doing OTR, teams OTR. That's where you do across the country and shit with somebody. But for the most part, you're going to be by yourself. So there's good and bad that comes with that. You know what I mean? You are a loner. You know what I mean? But if you're anything like me, I don't like having a manager over my ass. Yeah, when you driving trucks, you're going to technically have a manager and a dispatch crew and shit like that, but they not out driving your truck. You driving it. You know what I mean? So as a truck driver, you don't really have managers. Can you lose your job? Yeah, but you can find one just like that as long as you keep your license clean. Shit, you can start your own fucking trucking company. You know what I mean? So you really don't have nobody over your ass. You don't got to worry about customers. Depending on what you're doing, will you have to have a certain level of professionalism? Of course, but as long as you got common sense and, respect for a human being, you're going to be completely fine. You know what I mean? They just got to sign your bill of lading sheets or whatever, and you going about your day. Or maybe you may not even have to, depending if you're doing like dump truck work. You might just have to hit a button and the ticket print out and shit, and you just sign it. But you got to have a basic level of, respect for people. You know what I mean? But that you ain't got to be Chick-fil-A type customer service. You know what I mean? Shout out to Chick-fil-A, by the way. But yeah, so if you don't really want a manager over you, yeah, get in. You know what I mean? You ain't really gonna have that. You know what I mean? You get there's good and bad that come with it. I mean, when you by yourself, you ain't got to worry about your staff that you work with and coworkers kind of fucking with you, because this is really like a solo or one man type of job. You know what I mean? So yeah, if you are kind of like that, then yeah, definitely. In combinations to all the other shit, yeah. And my last recommendation in combination to, you like driving, you stress the fuck out, you need a quick change financially and shit like that, is if you're an adrenaline junkie, hell yeah. Now, for me, I played sports, football, basketball growing up. I did a little bit of baseball. I've gotten into fights. If you like fighting, if I tried to get into the military, but people that's in the military don't count that as, anything. So take it with a grain of salt. But if you nobody wants to die, you know what I mean? But it is it is a dangerous job. The more you do it, the more relaxed you're going to be. So it's not like you're really faced with danger all the time. As long as you are, you're driving the speed limit, you're not being reckless, but you can see why or how it can be a very dangerous job, or why it's the 7th most dangerous job. However, but when you're stressed the fuck out and you need a change and you're an adrenaline junkie and you like fucking driving, trucking is for you. I hate to break it to you. You know what I mean? Yeah, are there times where I sit back and I be like, yo, I wish I could be in a fucking skyscraper building, working in some office or some shit in the city with a suit on and shit like that. But then I be thinking to myself, like, if I was in that same office, unless it's mine, of course, but if I was in that same office working with somebody, I can't be on the phone all fucking day. I can be on the phone all day when you're a truck driver. I can't take a break whenever I want and go to a store whenever I want. You can do that as a truck driver. You feel me? I can't pull over and take a fucking nap whenever I want. You can do that as a truck driver. It's certain shit. I can't just quit a job and go find another one. You can do that as a truck driver. It's like that. Like, so it's pros and cons. You know what I mean? So if you like, and last, if you need a quick change financially, like if you need something the fuck today, you know what I mean, it's not gonna happen overnight. But if you need something real quick, a financial change real quick, in combination to all the other ones, then yeah. All right, I'm gonna wrap this video up because it's 6 minutes long. But anyway, so the quick run through: if you like driving, if you are emotionally fucked up, financially fucked up, you know what I mean, you broke, or your heart is, you got broken heart or whatever. If you are an adrenaline junkie, you know what I mean, you don't mind a little rush from time to time. You need a little rush, and if you need a quick change financially, all right, then yeah, I would. Oh, and if you're a loner on the low, I mean, you can still be social, but when you get into it, you'll see like it's a lonely fucking job. You know what I mean, but if that's you, in a nutshell, and all of those in a way, fuck yeah, I would recommend it. If that's not you, stay far the fuck away from trucking, because this shit ain't for everybody. When I first got into it, y'all saw in my other videos, I was in a fucked up truck. Today, I would like to consider this a better job. I think this is a good job, so I would say it's gotten better. And there are good jobs out there. And in the beginning, I was a little embarrassed to say, like, damn, I'm a fucking truck driver, even though I was making a living or whatever, but I was still embarrassed by it. But today, that embarrassment definitely dropped a little bit. It's like, all right, it is what it is. I make a living. I do what I got to do. And I can do whatever the fuck I want to do, you know what I mean? And make a living doing it. So it ain't sexy, it ain't pretty, you know what I mean? It's a lonely fucking job. But there's pros and cons to it, and I really fuck with the pros. So, and I have to accept the fact that I was broke at one point. I was heartbroken at one point. I was a fucking loner. Technically, I guess I still am a loner. I love driving, and I'm an adrenaline junkie. So, yeah, that was for me, I guess, and I just got to accept it. You know what I mean? There's other things that I do outside of trucking, and God willing, you might even be able to find a trucking job that allows you to do things outside of trucking, where you're not going to be out on the road 12 hours. Like my last job, I was out 12, 14-hour days. Like, it's not really like that at this current job. And I'm hoping that more trucking companies become that, where you're not out just driving all the fucking time. But hey, it is what it is. Some people say men should work 60 hours a week. I say work 40, and the rest of the time you got, work on your own shit. But what do I know? You know what I mean? So like the video, comment down below, subscribe. Let me know what else you want to see. Rapper truckers. Yeah, I definitely got beats. Producing truckers. I got beats. Send me some loops, whatever the case may be. Stay tuned for all my new videos that are coming, my new beats. And again, like the video, comment down below, subscribe. I'm out. Peace.